All right. Little League Baseball,
Is some
man.
is some is someone gonna call you or no?
What?
Or should we put your phone on silent or focus mode? Can you do that? You do it from your iPhone
Son,
or from your watch?
son,
There we
no
go.
one's calling my line, bro.
That's what I'm
It's only
saying.
two people can get there. You and Day
There we go.
can
Come
get
on.
through.
Nice and simple.
Can get through, bro.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. What's going on? Justice Severin here, back again. I got my brother here, Kanan Severin.
What's up?
We just finished a great hoop sesh.
Yeah.
Great workout. Came here with the mission, came out with the success in our books. So I want to go ahead. He had this idea. Actually, I was talking to Lauren, my wife, earlier. I was saying I was going to come here. I was planning on doing a YouTube video today on Wednesdays like I usually do. And it just made sense. She was like, why don't you and Kane do it? He's got a ton of a backstory and stuff that I know y'all can get some great value from. And especially when it comes to even business, like so much of that comes down to a lot of different areas. So why don't I could go ahead and tell you some stuff about Kanan. Why doesn't he give you a little background, what you've done? You can give him the quick version or the extended version.
Okay.
And then from there, I'm going to just ask you some questions. We can have some good dialogue and kick it.
That's
This is totally unscripted. This is my brother, like I said, if you don't know. So once again, though, he ain't know nothing I'm about to ask him right now. So
That's facts.
So there we go.
Okay. Like you said, I'm his brother, little bro. From Marlboro, Massachusetts, went to University of Virginia, played football there, was captain of the team there, all conference, all that good stuff. Played in the NFL, played for the Pittsburgh Steelers and New York Giants. After that, made a transition out of sports into the tech world, was at a tech startup called Bison Trails in the crypto space. Coinbase was an investor of ours and then got acquired by Coinbase. I was there for almost 4 years and then now working at a new company in the VC advisory vertical. So a lot of connecting companies to different investors and so on and so forth. So a journey nonetheless.
Absolutely. So why don't we get right into maybe like Kane does a lot of work. Here we are today, Marlboro High School, right? And we are basically, Kane's always helping the youth, whether it's speaking to them, working with them, exercise with them. We just came from a hour and a half basketball session ourselves. Why don't we talk about, let me ask you this question. When you come here, because I think that we could probably, in my eyes, I always feel like there's so much stuff comes down like simple things. So like when you come here, and I think that we a lot of times tend to overcomplicate stuff, business, all of their personal life, whatever it may be. So when you're coming and you're talking to someone, let's just talk on the high school level, since we're here, what's some of the stuff you feel like where they kind of need help with the most? Maybe, and if we want to, we can tell this to athletes, but more so, not so much like, mechanics on their jump shot or, how to throw a football, but what comes to the outside stuff that that they're probably lacking maybe. Like, hopefully that makes sense with this kind of question out. You can take whatever direction you want. What do you feel like you're typically kind of helping them with the most?
For me, like you said, we're here at Marlboro High School. The last 10, 15 years, I've been coming here, working out with the kids in the weight room, on the basketball court, on the field, lifting with them from whether I'm at University of Virginia, on the New York Giants. And I thought that was so important because there was a couple guys when I went to school here that were known, but they were like a folk legend, like a story tale.
I remember that too.
I'm like, dude, yeah, that's great that they went here, but I never saw them. I never actually saw them with my own two eyes. And I'm such a big advocate for just exposure and if you see something, but it'd be a lot easier to become something if you know it's possible.
True.
And not even that's the thing. When I'm with these guys and I'm with them working out, I'm like, dude, this isn't even about football. This isn't about even the weight room. This is about showing up, doing difficult things, pushing each other, encouraging each other. Let's go, let's do it. And just knowing that I guess someone like myself that has reached the highest level is coming back to, I'm like, dude, I was in this room. I was in this chair. I was like, dude, I'm in these chairs. I was in this class. I had this teacher. And from a student perspective, also just to understand and realize, once you understand, I wasn't the best student.
Yep.
Once I understood, this is a psychological game. If I just show the teacher that I care, and how will I show them I care? Even if you know the answer, wait after class, wait 5 minutes, and ask them a question you already know. Just ask them a question, you already know the answer. Okay. Just so when you have a 78, bro, they're going to bump you to an 83. If you have an 88, they're going to bump you to 92 because you asked, you were consistent with that, so That's what I hope these kids get from it, of just the consistency, and also you can take all these different things to so many different facets in your life. And once you're done with sports, you realize, bro, this is way bigger than football, bro. Like,
I love that right there too. That's why I want to write down so to forget it. I used to, like, you're talking about how this isn't even about football.
mhm,
This is like in a sense too, like this idea of the consistency with it. And I think about that
mhm,
too. I think about even like Kane when he was at University of Virginia
mhm.
playing football there, like the way that you climbed up, you end up being captain what your junior year, I want to say, junior, senior
Senior
year.
year, I was
Okay,
captain.
senior, but regardless, junior, senior, year, you really started to take off there.
Junior year, I was a leading receiver in catches, touchdowns, yards.
When
But like
I think back to where
prior,
you started,
I
right?
started
Where
what?
it's like, what a difference there. And it's like, yes. And I think too, you would probably agree as well. And this is where we can take the same analogy and bring it to a lot of things. You would argue as well, you probably humbly like
Mhm,
you weren't the fastest.
mm-mm,
I mean, whether you had the best hands or not, who knows? Regardless, though, like I just feel like the effort you were putting in, how you were showing up, and how you were leading.
mm,
I feel like that's the kind of stuff where it's no surprise that when you start to even transition into elements outside of football,
mhm.
outside of sports, whatever it may be, and if you're in the professional world and just in general, it can really show up in a way where it just can help you excel when you feel like you're missing it. I think of it all the time too. When you think about, they say all the time, right? When it comes to, I think about with music, I think about with sports. It's like the most talented basketball player out there, like naturally gifted basketball player out there, like it probably isn't in the NBA.
I always think this. I'm like, for the best basketball player to ever live, like, we never knew him.
We never knew.
I'm like, damn, we never knew him. I'm like, yo, think back. Even probably LeBron knows someone. Like, all right, that's a peak. But like,
Yeah, but
we all know people that's like, bro, this dude was unbelievable. This dude was out of this world. But they just on the third, or just like something, circumstance happened. It messed them up, like, with something. But that's why, like, the Kobe's, LeBron, Serena Williams, Federer, Nadal, Coco Gauff is like, when you match the talent with the discipline and consistency,
Mhm.
that's when you get like magical, like, bro, it's actually magic.
It's
And
so
it looks like, it's like, how on earth are they doing this?
and I think that's where too you can see as well. I see a lot of times when it comes to online with whether it's you can be good on the content side, but it's like, do you have the business side to go with it? I think that's where when
Mhm,
we're comparing with the sports, it's like we can think about how when it comes down us using with music as well. I was thinking there is how once again there's so many people who are talented musically, the best guitarists out there, great people vocally gifted, but they don't have the business side. And it's like that's where I think it can be as simple as staying consistent with taking the right actions within the business element of it. I think, and that's where I think when it comes down to whether you're making, because for all of us, right? Obviously, if you're watching this, you're probably a coach, creator, service provider. Like we have our thing that we're probably is like our zone of genius. We're naturally gifted there.
mhm,
But meanwhile, we're wondering why we're not getting clients. We're wondering why we're not getting sales. We're wondering why not enough people know about us. And I think a lot of the times it comes back towards we're not staying consistent enough with the stuff that you probably already know you have to do, whether it's staying, making content. I think in reality it comes back towards like, are you talking to people on a daily basis? Like really, there's a, Hermosi said this before too, and I think that there's something where you can kind of tie this towards a lot of other
yo, one
things.
time for Cuzzo, Alex Ramosi, bro.
Oh, come on, what's all right?
Hey, because he always calls Warren Buffett Uncle Warren.
Uncle Warren, like, hey, that's what's up,
Cuzzo.
cousin? Like that,
Cuzzo right
what's
there.
cousin?
That's
Hermosi
big
let us
time.
know. He was like, yo, if you're not making $1 million a year or more, probably no one knows you. And if you like, because I
Mm,
think that we can always start to think like, enough people know me, blah blah. But it's like in reality here,
mhm,
like I can, there's probably so many people. I even have a great mentor, Jacob. He lives in Australia, a great guy. And the reality is, not everyone knows him, even though I think he's phenomenal, super talented, and he's making plenty of good money. But the reality is, like, still, even at his level, and I know like he has a great reputation online, but he's a tiny blip. And so the reality is, we have to stay consistently
mhm,
getting eyeballs on ourselves, continue putting eyeballs on the brand. And you have to do that, in my eyes, either once again with some kind of outreach, some kind of content to make sure you're getting the algorithm out there, some kind of paid advertising. And then and kind of the play off of that, you need a sales process now go ahead and bring people in and actually how to now develop. All right, now we got a lead potentially. How do we go ahead and turn that into a conversation, turn that potential into a potential client there as well? So
mhm,
that's why, to tie this right back to that, I think it is so true where it's like, it's so once again, like you said, it's not even about football. It's not even about your zone of genius. You're a piano teacher. It's not even about piano teaching, right? It's like, yes, we already know you can do that. Like, that's not what we're worried about. We're worried about, are you going to show up to practice 7 days a week? Are you going to do the 2-a-days? Are you going to wake up early?
There was a kid that I spoke with. I was here 3 weeks ago, just talking to some of the kids, talking to a junior, and he was like, man, like, he was saying, they were like, you gotta talk to this kid. Like, sometimes doesn't show up. Where I was like, wait, doesn't show up to like the extra practices and do this and the third. Like, nah, just school. I was like, that's not showing up. He's like, nah, man. Like, I just, it's too early. I'm like, bro, the world is gonna eat you up and spit you out. The world is gonna eat you up and spit you out, bro. I'm like, dude, look at what they just did. They told me directly that they want me to talk to you because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. I'm like, dude, we're not even talking about getting ahead. If you want to get ahead, you can't even do what you're supposed to do. You need to always do a little bit more. Like, whether it's for school, whether it's for working out, whether it's for sales, whether it's for content, whether it's for marketing, whether it's for anything, brainstorming, like executing, like you need to do more than you've been asked of. I'm like, dude, you're lucky that there's people right now at 17 years old that actually care about you, that want you to get this information. Bro, at 23 years old, bro, no one, like, it's on you. Shoot, if you go to college, like, it's on you. If you don't, like, at 19, like, bro, it's on you. Like, no one's coming to help you. No one's coming to save you. And that's when you start to realize, dude,
so true.
Bro, I always was like, people were like, man, you can do anything. I'm like, I always was like, can you though? Can you do anything? Can I be freaking Derek Jeter? Can I be Mookie Betts? I'm like, dude, that's a long shot. Dog. Like, what? That's like literally this. And but now I'm in a space of like, bro, if you're consistent, bro, you can do just about anything. If you're consistent, the hardest part is the consistent and the discipline. That's the hardest part, because there's going to be so many people pulling you this way, pulling you that way. Bro, let's go over here. Let's go party over here. Boom, boom. And I'm not saying don't have a good time, but if you want to really get something done, like, it's going to take a lot of energy, a lot of focus, a lot of showing up, a lot of staying late, a lot of getting there early. And you talked about my time in Virginia.
Yep.
I was thinking about this with one of my, I was talking about it with one of my former teammates, and I was like, dang, him and I specifically, we were so prepared. We were overly prepared. It's like we knew everything that was about to happen. And from like a content marketing sales perspective, like, bro, like, I can imagine that's similar to like, bro, every rejection, what every objection sounds like. You know exactly what you're going to say there. From a content perspective, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Facebook, like, bro, we are on that every day. Like, and even if you're thinking, I don't know what these people are going to think. Dude, I meant, bro, bro, shout out Drake, bro. This dude was like, bro, that really helped me. I can't even lie. He's like, one of his songs, he said, I'm a reflection of your insecurities. Once I started to separate myself, once I started, bro, not drinking, not going out, and I was someone that drank, went out, party, chasing girls, all this stuff, dang, that's not getting me anywhere. That's actually holding me back. I'm pretty stagnant right now. Once I removed myself from that, and then I just locked in, people were trying to discourage me. They're like, dude, you think you're better than us, huh? Like, you think you're better than us? Dang, bro, here we go, Mr. Clean, Mr. Sober, here we go. Dang, I'm trying to just do as best as I can,
Ain't that
and
something?
then it's like, man, forget these people. Don't even be next to them, because they're going to try to discourage you so much because they want you to stop.
Absolutely.
It's getting to the insecurities of like, dang, I know I should be doing that. I know I should be tapping in that way. I know I should be creating content. If anything, it should be like, and that opened my eyes to just like kind of a jealousy standpoint. I think people like, you would really go far if you were reflected and were open to like what you were really jealous of and like why they had it. Like, dang, look at this guy posting every day. If anything, I'm like, especially if it's beneficial, or entertaining or educational, I'm like, dang, I wish I was that open and vulnerable to just like, bro, just say it, do it, act on it, like whatever. Who am I worried about? People that I've known from 5th grade that are gonna say, well, who does he think he is? It's like, bro, like, dude, you want to do it or not? Like, you have that vision for a reason too. Bro, you had that vision in you for a reason, bro. You have to get all spiritual and godly, but I do think like that's God gave you that vision, bro. It wasn't a group project, bro. That was for you. That was for you to feel, for you to see, for you to say, dang, I really want to do that. it's the fear of it, like what people think that are holding a lot of us back. At times, me too. I'm working through that every single day.
Oh my, you're in the, there's so many things that just backed off that there too. I feel like one of them, one's a side piece I'll just mention based off that, because I can't remember who said it, but it's this idea of how when, let's just say, like, once again, people are starting to, in a sense, bring you down, if we're being blunt, or like, once again, you're trying to be better yourself, make changes.
Mhm.
And then, but they're kind of like constantly pulling you down, pulling you backwards. Why are you trying to be better? And obviously, you have a lot of people that have been following you for years. So, and naturally, you're going to, and all of us, we can only have such a tight, our circle can only be so big anyways. But it's kind of like so you have to really, especially intentionally kind of remove some folks out. And I think that I bring this up because I forget who said it, but it's almost like we're kidding ourselves if we try to say, I can stay this focused and still let's just say Jim over here chirp in my ear. Like I can still have him chirp in my ear. Like I know, like I'm not going to listen to him. Like we'll still be friends. Like, and I'll just blow him off. I just won't, I'll ignore that part. We lie to ourselves by thinking that it's really, that's even possible. Because the reality is, like, we're not actually capable of letting that not interfere. And I think that's it's a powerful piece that I can't remember who said it, but that's so big. But when you're saying that as well too, one thing that jumped out to me is imposter syndrome. I think that's something where so many people absolutely in the online space struggle with for sure. And I think at the same time too, thinking about how, I think when you're saying that, I'm thinking about the person, maybe you're watching this right now and you're like, I'm running a business where I've got no clients, or maybe I just have offline clients trying to go online. Maybe I'm at like 2K a month, but I'm really trying to get to 5, 10, 20, 50K per month and beyond. And you're looking at people who are ahead of you. And it's like how, and maybe right now you are feeling the jealousy that you're saying. And once again, I don't think that you're saying this either. Like that's not a bad thing, because once again, if like the Drizzy line, like you say, it's like you're seeing a part of yourself that maybe you're wanting to. It's like, and what, like you're saying too, that's why it's like, look, the spiritual side, it's like, look within, like analyze that, take a moment with that there.
If anything, it's like, damn, I didn't even know I wanted that. Like, look at it like that. Look at it like that. Like now, I think that's where it's important to know, what do I want?
Yeah.
Why do I want it? How am I going to get it? Who do I need to get it? And we'll go from there. Like, right. And like, get that.
Totally.
Let's brainstorm that first. But now, bro, if you can just like, understand, like, what do I even want? Do I want, like, what's a nice to have? This would be cool. Like, bro, I need this, bro. Like, I really want that piece. Like, that's where you can just work through all like the bullshit that like is going on out here. That's trying to, bro, everything out here, everything outside of us is taking away the time and attention that is really like focusing on what's within us. So if you can like navigate, like, what do I want? How do I want it? Who do I need to get it? Who do I need to partner with to get it? There's meaning in partnership, bro.
Absolutely.
Like birds with feather flock together. Like right? You say you end up with losers, you're gonna end up a loser. Unconsciously. You know what's happening to you. You'll pick up their ways, pick up their habits, pick up their attitude about life.
You can't escape that, right?
You can't escape it. Bro,
that.
it's gonna follow you. It's going to follow you.
That's what I say. You're the average of the 5 people around you, right? So
legit.
There you go. I'll tell you, man. I think there's 2 other points that I wrote down before when you were speaking there. One was this idea of also, because this kind of ties towards the imposter syndrome, but in a slightly different way. This idea of, when I think about it, when I think about my business, and because I think, when you're talking about the Derek Jeter, the Mookie Betts, that's when this inspired me to bring this up and ask you how you think about it, is in a sense too, I think as you get bigger, you could start to think of, and for some reason, Bronny James jumped to my mind, right? But it was LeBron James' son, right? It's like, Bronny is not trying to be LeBron, and I admire him for that, right?
For real.
Right? It's like, so I think like, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Loki doesn't get enough credit.
Totally there, right? Like you don't have to strive to be Derek Jeter and be fulfilled,
he's
right?
just doing his shit.
And
like, bro, I'm just doing my shit.
And I think
I love ball up. Like, let's run it,
right? And I think it's like also, but I think about business
too, get more opportunity, gets more opportunities because of that. But like,
I think so too, there, right?
So now he's in the summer league. Like they're not like, yeah, just show up the preseason, you're on the team. They're like, bro, you better go to summer league. And one of these rookies beats you out, then we'll go with them.
I'll tell you.
So then, bro, let's go. And then he's leading. He's
leaning into his zone of genius, if you will. I feel like that's where, when it comes down to, I think, because Kane also as well too, he does a great job. Check him out on TikTok. Like he's got a great following there. He's growing up there too, and he's on Instagram and all that as well. But when I think about it, when the business side, it's like also this mentality of I've had to learn this over time, is you got to build a business that I think fits your personality. And I think that a lot of times, this is why I say the imposter syndrome can start to kick in, because in the sense of, you may be seeing we talked about Cuzzo Hermosi, right? It's like you may be seeing him and he's one of many, right? And it's like, you, if you listen to him, he's trying to help you a lot of times build a business like himself, which is totally fine. But because regardless, you can take it. And that's how I've learned, because I've had so many masterminds and mentors in my time being online over the past 5 years. And you start to realize that you kind of have to not take everything with a grain of salt, but that's why you're saying too, what you said is so important as well, with the build your foundation, have clarity on what you want to go. And now it's like, you just kind of nitpick advice. And I think that's where you get more confidence on the selection of the nitpicking, the longer that you're in it, the more you're in the pocket. And you can see, all right, Hermosi just said these 10 things in this video. You know what? That one piece, if I take that one out of those 10, I can sprint with that.
Just take the gem
and take that gem. And like that, in a sense, will get me to a spot that I know I'll be happy. Like, Hermosi's out, he's got $100 million net value, at least, the $100 million book series, if you will. And he talks about that. It's like, maybe you're not looking for that. If you get there, you're not upset. But it's like, the reality is, you have a place that you would be absolutely happy with. I know so many people that would be happy, splendid, with 10 to 20K a month consistently for the next 30 years. Like, you got to think about for yourself, like, what is it you want, and build off of that. Because I think a lot of times what we tend to do is, we'll start to go ahead and, it's like, you know what? I need to go ahead and I've had made the mistake in the past. Like, I go ahead and I'm like, let me get a 20-man team, just because I know I'm going to be building that direction. I'm not there yet, but I can see myself heading there. And you got to start to understand what it is you're looking for. And I think, from my experience, build as you get there. Don't put the cart in front of the horse. And really, it's like staying consistent with those simple things. Does that make sense? Like, what's your thought on that that thought process in general?
Yeah. Definitely like what you said. I feel from building, I don't know, like authentically building, like just like creating, building. But then like you said, you get to I think that's what people struggle with. And I believe it's right. If I'm making 10 to 20K a month, all right, now there's levels to everything. Now you start to have conversations with people making 50K a month. All right, I got to get there. Okay, now 50K, now they're making 200K a month. Okay, then
that's
so
a reality too.
And then I think it maybe gets to a point of like, you got to go back to like, bro, what do I want? Not comparing, competing. Okay, now they did, I got to compete with them. All right, yeah, we do a little competition. That's great. But like, anything, compete with yourself. That's how you're going to be fulfilled. That's how you're going to be fulfilled. Like, you don't want to get there fast. You want to get there whole. I think you want to get there as whole as possible, like your core.
Totally.
So if you can, go to the playground with the girls, take them to the swimming pool, hang out with them, hang with your family. Also, but when it's time to lock in, really lock in, like, man, like, do that. And like, I don't know, like, get on a path of that makes you feel good. Because I think even being in the NFL, I was like, damn, it's never gonna be enough, huh? I'm like, it's never gonna be enough. Like, you want to get hey, earn as much as you can.
Totally, yeah.
Playing football is sport. Like, you only play for so long. The average is 3 years. Only played 3 years. Shit, no. Let me actually rephrase that. Let me change my voice there. Like, not only, like, shit, that's fucking hard to do.
That's huge. Right? Exactly.
That's hard to do.
Hey,
it's a small, like played with practice squad a little bit. Was on the team this year. Then I was like, dude, practice squad, just to have a passcode. Just to have a code to the building is so hard. So that's why I'm like, dude, you can't even downplay anything. That's why I'm like, dude, you can't downplay anything you're doing. You can't downplay how hard it took. Only you know how hard that took to start a business from scratch, bro. From zero. From zero, no sales, no nothing, didn't know what you were doing, working a job as an accountant, then also starting your own business. Only you know what that really took. Only I know what that took to say, bro, forget NFL, being at a startup, trying to get to a startup, trying to get in tech, trying to get in crypto. Boom, get to a crypto. Boom, we get acquired. Boom, we IPO. Bro, you know how many no's I had to hear? You know how many no's I had to hear? Applications, like, bro, that you were just playing football. Like, what does that have to do with what we're trying to do?
Look at that.
And then I started realizing I'm not even looking for a person. I'm not looking for a company. Bro, I'm not looking for a company. I'm looking for opportunity. I'm literally just looking for a person. One person to be like, dude, the asset, the value that you bring, bro, if you can learn the New York Giants playbook and execute at a high level, you can learn a play of twins right, Aggie, Y special, alert, double red, gone right, pressure, H arrow, and execute that with someone impeding your progress, trying to stop you.
Uh-huh.
Like, bro, I can teach you what Ethereum and Solana does. I
Look
can
at
teach
that.
you. Now that's the confidence on them
Man.
being like, right, I have the confidence in myself to teach you because I know what you've done. He was also a former athlete too. So he,
Jeez.
so you had that. So, but I think, bro, once again, as well, that's important, bro. Being proud of yourself, proud of your journey. Or else we're all gonna get there and be like, dang it, I wasn't Jeff Bezos.
What good does that leave you?
No one has ever been on their hospital bed like, bro, bring that Corvette around for real quick, one last time.
One last time.
One last time. Bring that out front. I gotta see them wheels spin. No one's gonna say that, bro. You're gonna want to be with your family. You're gonna be with your loved ones. You're gonna want to be happy. Things that bring you joy. Like, that's really the biggest thing. And so I think that's why it's so important. What do I want? How do I want it? What do I need to get there? What do I want to build? And shoot, bro, you want to be Bezos? Go for that joint.
Absolutely.
Go for it. Bro, go for it. Because at the end of it, you're going to realize, dang, building the business and building it as far as you can, that didn't even, no, not only did that provide for my family, but man, that made me a better father. Man, that made me a better husband. Man, that made me a better person that showed up, that was consistent, that was reliable, that was accountable, that was dependable. Like,
oh my goodness.
Like, bro, it's the journey, bro. One thing I'll say, bro, shout out Kobe.
Yep.
When they were putting up his jersey, he said, like, bro, he was talking to his daughters. He's like, bro, if you want to go for something, really go for it. It's those early mornings, those late nights. And it's not even these banners. It's not the jersey that's being retired, bro. It's the journey. It's who you're going to become in the process. Bro, it's who you are becoming.
Bro, we talked about that there too.
Bro, it's who you are becoming. The money is a byproduct, bro. That's just a byproduct of being consistent. But the NFL, that was the byproduct. Like you said, that transition, that changed the whole trajectory of my life when I was about 20, 21 years old.
Yep.
I almost kicked out of the dang school.
Absolutely.
Bro, sometimes to really go for, to really figure yourself out, you got to lose everything. You got to almost lose everything. And like to really.
Those setbacks are very necessary.
Those setbacks.
As unfortunate as it can feel in the moment.
But man, that setbacks, bro, bro, it's not about the bounce, bro, the bounce back, bro. It's about that bounce back.
That's real.
It's about that bounce back. And then that's where you can really
make sure it's still going. No, keep going. That is, because I got a playback off
red,
that
right?
Too. Looks like it's still red. Beautiful. We're still moving. You good in the sun? You want me to move it over?
I'm good.
You good?
Okay. I look okay.
You look fine.
Yeah,
fine there. So when you're saying that there's one too.
10:05, by the way.
Oh, good to know. Perfect. All right. So now, as you were saying that, two things popped up. First piece I'd say is one, because we were talking about this as well too, the confidence side. This glass half full mentality as opposed to glass half empty. You spoke about, like, literally you're thinking, I have the passcode to the Pittsburgh Steelers practice facility.
Right.
Like,
I'm walking by Coach Mike Tomlin. I'm walking by.
You're not a Hall of Famer coach. Like,
for one of the best coaches ever lived.
It's like,
and we're being there in the moment. I used to be writing in my journal, like, bro, people would do anything to be right here. Like, also at times you gotta be where your feet are, bro. Because if you're chasing, bro, I'm gonna get to the league. Then I'm gonna get to the league. I'm gonna get make it to my rookie contract. Then after that, I'm gonna get a second contract. Bro, dang, when are you gonna be happy? When are you gonna be happy doing this thing? Even I look at even my time, brother. I put so much pressure on myself, bro. It wasn't even happy at times. I was like,
natural to feel this way. Absolutely.
But it's kind of the environment. It's kind of even like sales too.
Totally.
So you kind of can't take your foot off the gas.
1,000%. Right.
You gotta, bro. Let's go.
Especially in a space that you can compare it to sales too. It's like, hey, you did well this month or last month, but it's like now, hey, in a sense, a lot of people are starting at zero this month. So it's like,
bro, let's see if we can do it again. We raised the bar. We threw the carrot further down the field. The end zone to score a touchdown gets further back.
And I think that it helps you to think smarter, work smarter when you can realize the past successes that you've had. And just like sometimes we have a moment to reflect on that even in the moment, just like you had there as well too. So I think that's phenomenal. One of the, I'll say, what is the last question or not? I'll see if another one pops up after this. One big one I wanted to ask, and I feel like this is a perfect way to segue into this, is pivoting from football into, let's call it even the corporate space, how you do a great job on content creation. You guys, I feel like at this point, probably at least over millions of views on TikTok at this point, I imagine right? You have to take a look at that to see. You've got some places that's gone viral. So, but with that being said, I am always speaking about, I think this will be let me hit the mic. I'm always speaking about this idea of leveraging your past experiences. For myself, I think about it as I was an accountant, like you mentioned, 6-7 years in Boston. I was a side hustle as a music producer. Like, I always imagine, and not even imagine, I know that to a certain degree, those things help me, especially early on. And then when I think about, like, they still help me to this day, but I've so much over the past 5 years let's just say being successful in this online space of leverage to build off of on that side. So I'm always trying to stress to people coming into this and people already have been in this. You need to leverage what you already have done. And that can be very difficult for folks. So when it comes down to you and like leveraging how you went from professional, literally the highest of the high, reaching the meta, the hilltop, if you will, of the NFL, and then bringing those expertises to go to, you've worked at some amazing companies as well in the offline space now. Like, what advice would you have to somebody on how to like go about using that experience? Because I think that I'm just trying to say, like, to maybe you watch this, you're like, well, yeah, I don't even know. Like, I don't know what you might be thinking of a lot of things, like, because the NFL and business, it's very different. Like, yes, it makes sense if Tom Brady goes to be a commentator on the NFL Network, like very natural transition, right?
But a former player, just high school, college, NFL, wherever, now they get into coaching.
That's very natural. You went a different route. So that's kind of why I feel like accounting, different route, music, different route. What I do. What's your thoughts on that? Yeah.
What? Just like going a different route, or?
Yeah, well, going it like, because I feel like you went a different route. How do you feel like you used your expertise and your experience to help you land the jobs that you've gotten into? Because I feel like I've heard you. I feel like once talking to Dad, like, you were on an interview or something, and you were mentioning or something about like how being in the NFL, like you're almost like using that as a strength. So like, I'd love to hear more about how you've done that, because I think people can take that and use that for themselves if they can just insert their past with it.
Yeah. Use it as a strength. I think that's the scariest part, bro. I know guys right now, I'm not even joking around, that been training for 5 years, trying to get back into the league. Training for 5 years, dude. Like, it's not going to happen. Not just because, bro, you had your time. You had your moment, bro. They're bringing in new people that are younger, healthier, faster, quicker. They were better than you in college. Like, we're better.
Absolutely.
But I think it's so scary because I think for me, making that transition, I said, you know what? I did the best that I could. I took this as far as I can. I didn't know anyone that played Division I athletics, Division II athletics. Didn't know anyone that earned a scholarship from my hometown. I didn't know that was even possible. I didn't know. Yet alone be a captain, be a leader, be all conference, like represent University of Virginia at the ACC Media Day, on billboards, on tickets, on commercials. Like, didn't know that was even a thing. Didn't know that could even happen. That's why Dad's like, you should be proud of yourself. But
huge.
And I think even for me, I said, dude, okay, I'm moving on to new adventures, a new chapter, to the unknown. I don't know what was going to happen, but bro, I was like playing a game, bro. This is your game of life, bro. This is your one game of life, to try and do the best you can possibly do, with being proud of yourself, having integrity, honor, and just really like going for something, but trying your best. And that's why I was like, you know what? In this corporate space, let me try. Let me see what I can do here. And I think one of the best pieces of advice I got was actually from watching Gary Vaynerchuk, taking the gems, here. And he was like, dude, just turn over as many rocks as you can and see what you like. The first job I had, I was like, I hate 80% of it. It's terrible. It's killing me softly. It's killing me softly. But the 20%, man, I like that. Man, I do like building relationships with the client, building being reliable to them. Now it goes back to being an athlete, of being reliable and dependable teammate and accountable, and taking accountability and making sure that I'm giving you the best customer experience you can be. Matter of fact, I want to be a client success champion for you. I want to make sure it's a win-win-win. Bro,
goodness. Yeah.
It's just winning, and like, I want that for everyone involved. How can I do that? I need to work with you externally as a customer. I need to work internally with the product team, the marketing team, the legal team, the sales team, everybody, operations. I need to work with everyone. I need to be a great teammate on the account management side. And that's stuff that comes to me naturally. Now I was like, you know what? I'd rather go for something and show up every day. I'd rather do something where, similar to football, bro, I worked my tail off. And I was like, in that first job, it was hard for me to do that because I didn't want to work my tail off.
Totally,
I won't reach my full potential.
Absolutely.
It just, and like, it is what it is. I guess I could force it, but I'm like, man, I'd be kind of miserable. But now I'm like, you know what? I'll take this 20%, account manager, customer success, go all in with that, and try to attach myself and be a part of some of the best companies in the world, and be on a team that has a great product, great leadership, a great culture, we have a great collaboration, so we can take this thing as far as we can.
Oh,
Because like, bro, like I was starting to realize in life, if you want to go far, if you want to go fast, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, you got to go together. That's why family's so, bro. That's
dang,
why
that's
family's
real.
so strong.
That's
Because
so real.
it's just like family, bro. Family's so strong as well because you do difficult things together. Bro, we've been through hardship together. We still here. We still
Absolutely.
connected. I'm not leaving you ever. Bro,
That's
I'm with
love.
you till the
That's
wheels
love.
fall off. I'm
Absolutely.
with you till the
Come on.
wheels fall off. But
Forever.
like, but that's why maybe a team that isn't good, they break down when things get tough, bro. That's why a relationship that's
A lot
not
of
good,
starts
it
pop
breaks
out.
down when things get tough.
Yep.
Conflicts, we can't
Yep.
even work through it. We can't even look at each other and say, dang, bro, I didn't even know that made you feel that way, bro. That's on me. I got you, but that won't happen again. You know, I bet people that
Gosh,
can't
yeah.
handle that, it's like, bro, what? I'm blocking you. I'm walking this way. I'm leaving you. Now we got this turmoil, and now we're not even connected. So I think just bringing it back to also just focusing on something that I could do and show up and want to do and be the best I could. It took turning over those rocks, and that's scary. It's scary. I'm
Absolutely.
like, turn over those rocks, then what will happen? Like, I got to go find out. It's scary not knowing. It's scary going into the unknown.
Oh my goodness. There's so much there. I love that. I think that there's something that's so powerful. How you saw, even though like you said, there's 80% of that first job you didn't like, but you, once again, I think that this is that glass half full mentality yet again here. It's like, you recognize what you did like, and you started to say, okay, well, you know what? I'm seeing where my past experience from football and all this, like, I'm seeing where, I was around community. I like being around people, but I like this aspect of it. Let me see if I can latch on more in this direction. And then you start now moving. And I think there's something that's so powerful to that. When I talk about, because I'm so being like having multiple offers when you're selling something, whether if you're main coaching this, some kind of package that. And I think that I've had different memberships, different types of coaching levels, low ticket stuff. And when I think about what my current like offer stack in a sense is right now, like the different offers I have, they exist in the form and fashion they do because I tried stuff and I figured out what it is that I like the most. I figured out what parts resonate with me the most. There's some stuff that you could argue could make more money, but argue like it didn't have the kind of leverage I wanted. It didn't match the type of freedom I knew I wanted. And I think that you need to like. That's why I really like that. Like you said from Gary Vee, you got to uncover those rocks. It's like I wouldn't know. So like running a membership is a very common thing to do. I wouldn't know how I felt about that model unless I tried it. And like now in a sense, like I sell a software and like you can argue like it's a membership in that fashion, but it's not. So it's like there was elements of the membership I liked, but I stripped away the parts I didn't like and I moved in this direction. And I think that is something that's why no matter what you're thinking the end road is going to look like, we have no idea. And we are only going to get there by uncovering those rocks along the journey. Just because you're at a sweet spot, like you in a sense, you can never stay in one place forever. Because I think it's just how the world moves. Like business is forever evolving. Life, things are always changing. We were just talking about, you were talking about Scottie Pippen earlier, right? It's like he's seeing these young guys running. Like these guys are now 6 people on the court right now are doing what only one person could do 30 years ago. And so it's like things are always evolving. The bench players now are doing what the stars used to do. So that's where the reality is. We have to really, I think, just once again, know how to be aware and be ready to pivot as needed. And I think at the same time, that comes with being open to making mistakes at times. But then I think to kind of play devil's advocate and the ideal is you have to find the balance because you don't want to go too far and be moving and switching things too much. But I think that's where it comes with experience. You gain the confidence to know how to move forward and how to make changes at the right, find that right temperature, if you will, there too. I think so big.
That's so important.
Man. Love it. This has been fire. I'm trying to think let me ask you this last thing before we wrap up here. Andy, because I know I got to get some water in me. I'm hungry too. Last thing I'll say is, let me ask you this. If you can give one piece of advice to someone listening right now, what would it be?
One piece of advice, man.
And I got one last question for you after.
One piece of advice. The 5 P's, man. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I think that's like with anything, with sales, with eating, with work, with working out, with how you want to live your life, what type of life you want to live. Like that preparation is key.
Drop those 5 again.
Proper preparation prevents for performance.
Mm.
So whether, like I said, it could be a sales call, handling
Yeah.
objections, could be knowing exactly the pitch, exactly why this company, this product, this service will benefit you, why you need this, why it's going to help you in the long term. Yet the price is too high. This is on the third. I know that objection. This on the third. I know that objection.
Mhm.
Overly prepared to anything. I
Oh,
think you'll take just about anything you want to the next level.
that alone is huge. Once again, I can remember Hormoz when he was writing $100 million offers or one of those $100 million books. He said one of the things that he thinks a part of the reason why those are so good and why his launch went so well is because most people, when they're writing a book, they're writing it and they get to the end and they say, all right, awesome. I got to the end. I'm done. He's like, that's the first draft, the first draft of many future drafts to come, because you can't just get to the end and you're done. And I think it's the same thing when he did the launch. He prepared, for those of you who haven't seen his launches before, they're big launches are doing these releases. And he said that he practiced his pitch on that launch 3 times a day for, I want to say, at least a month. So imagine he's playing this hour-long webinar kind of situation. He's doing that same spiel 3 times a day for a month. Meanwhile, you're having a tough time doing that spiel 1 time before you even do it for the full time in person. That proper preparation. Say those 5 one more time for me.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And bro, we've all been
That's
there.
exactly it.
Know how bad
Oh,
that feels
absolutely.
unprepared. No, bad that feels unprepared.
Absolutely.
We talked about my first 2 years at Virginia, like at UVA, being a D1 athlete. Was I prepared? I was like, you know what? I did all the workouts, did everything I was asked to do, but dang, I was a little overweight. My body wasn't in top shape. And then once I got into over prepared mode, now I'm going on the field. I'm like, no one worked harder than me. No one sacrificed like I did. No one did this pitch 3 times for a month straight, three times a day for a month straight.
Look at that.
Just to be ready on that 35th day to crush it and to make sure I was ready for anything.
Like, it's not because I wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
That's not going to be the reason.
You know what, bro? And I think as a person, you should be able to live with that, dude. Like, you should be able to live with, yo, I did the best I could. And because only you know. Only you know. Life gets real spooky when you start taking accountability for everything that happens in your life. Every good thing, every bad thing. Like, that's why I'm like, yo, you got to be proud of yourself of the good stuff now. Don't think, oh, just because I'm not Hermosi, I can't be proud of myself. Just because I'm not Randy Moss, I can't be proud of myself. Like, dude, only you know what that even took. And then when things don't go well, you really should look at yourself and say, you know what? Dang, I didn't prepare the way I should have. That's the reason why this didn't go. That's the reason right there. But now, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? That's the next question. What are you going to do about it? So then making those necessary steps to improve, like, that's where you're, okay, let's just keep on getting better. And don't get too down. Don't ruminate in that, like, poor me. I don't know what, bro, forget that. Like, all right, next. Bro, that was a character building moment. Let's get it.
And that's where it takes a lot of ego to really be honest with yourself about whether or not, like you said, only you know if you went all the way to really, would you prepare? And I think that's when I think about this, because we're at the high school right now, I'm thinking about this. Is like, I can think back to doing sprints. You start on one side of the court, you sprint to the other side. You're supposed to touch the line. I remember a coach saying, right, it's like, we saw the students going back and forth, players going back and forth, and he didn't say anything. But then after, he's like, I see some of y'all didn't touch the line. And in reality here, the only person you're cheating is yourself. You're only cheating yourself by not actually going all the way and touching the line. Stop it a little bit short. Like, that mentality is going to catch up to you in life.
And you're probably really only doing that for 2 reasons. One, dang, it gets deep. Like, one, you're too tired. And you're like, bro, fatigue will make cowards of us all. Like, now it's like, then now as you go on, it's a little bit more lethargic. You're like, okay, I'm trying to get there. If I get there, I forget it. I'm going to get back. Or you're just trying to, like, just win. You're trying to win now. It's like, bro, this is practice. If there's time to get it right, it's right now. Because, like, bro, we're just trying to get you to do those little things perfectly when you're tired. When you don't want to, it'd be easier to not touch the line. We get it.
We get it.
You're only cheating yourself when you're in the game, in the championship, in the regular first game of the season.
That's where you're going to pay for it.
For a spot. That's when right here, this is all going to show. Like, bro, you can't even hide this stuff. Bro, you can't hide this stuff. You can't hide the preparation. When someone gives a great presentation, you're like, whoa, dang, man, tell me more. As a matter of fact, let me call my buddies, let me get them on the Zoom call. They're like, dang, like,
exactly.
Overly prepared. They prepare. It's admiring. It's admiring.
Absolutely.
It shows that you care. It shows the effort. goes back to psychological stuff. Like, man, you put a lot into this. I can see it. I can feel it. I can hear it.
And it's like the reality is to tie, if we were to put a moral of the story back to how we bring this full circle, at its core, I think we're honest with ourselves. That's a simple thing to do. Being prepared is a very simple thing to do. It's do you have and can you build up enough fortitude and a strong enough mindset to do it? Because it's really simple. It's really, and I'll give you this example. It's like, hey, you're not in a rush. If you start preparing early enough, maybe the first day you do it, you're super slow, but you touch the line, you get to the end, this metaphorical line, you touch it and you come back. The next day you'll get faster. The next day you'll get faster. The next day you'll get faster. You'll start and that's the tough part too. The progress starts declining not decline, but you only start to get a little bit better, right? The difference between a D1, a D2 and a D1 player, it's the little things. And it's like, that's where it's these little things that you stay consistent. I think that a lot of times it really can be simple. Once again, yes, there are the naturally talented people who don't have to try as hard as you. But the reality is, if you are trying to if you're trying to close a $15K deal with a big company, or whatever the case is, a $50K deal, a 6-figure deal, whatever it is, just by preparing, you are putting yourself in a much better position. And at least, once again, let's say you don't even get the gig, you can now use all that practice and experience and leverage it towards something else. It was not in vain. And so that's like so much in common. None of it.
Like, that's like going back to the storytelling. You like, bro, like telling those stories in the interviews, like, and like that's what I said. It gets scary because you're thinking, man, I've never been in sales. I never worked at a corporate job. I'm playing football. I'm 25, 26 years old. People doing this since they were 21, 22 years old. I'm behind. I don't even know. I never did an internship before. Am I even cool at this? It's like you asking all yourself these questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, like that's what I realized. But your one job is really like sell your value. Like, okay, like what have you done? How has, bro, like be a part of these teams? Like, bro, you're a great team player. Playbook, bro, you've executed over and over again. You've shown up 6 a.m. practice. You know what that took? In the beating hot sun, and and constantly show up every day and consistent. Bro, one of my favorite memories as an athlete. It's not even being on sports in our top 10 or playing on TV. For me, it's being voted captain. Being voted captain at UVA, bro, 105 men voted this guy right here. Bro, we followed this dude right here.
Says a lot.
Why?
At that level.
Why? Bro, we've seen him. We watched him. Also, you got to remember, bro, everyone is paying attention, bro. Whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, everybody is watching. Everyone's watching you. Everyone's watching. Like, I guess from everyone's watching from that perspective. Even the people that are like, like, post, like, bro, it's also cool to see some people like, man, that's really dope, man. I see you, bro. Like, that's awesome. Like,
totally.
It's like,
totally.
Dang, I appreciate it. People that you've known from young too. Some people aren't saying anything.
Absolutely.
Some people are saying everything. But then it's like, you got to get hey, that's another thing too, though. That's another thing too that's real different. You got to really lock in on, guy. To a certain degree, I do believe you got to tap into, I can't even really hear you. Yo, Kenny, you're the best. You're the number. You're going to go to the league. You're going to do the boom. You don't even know what that athlete looks like, bro. I can't even trust you. I don't even hear you, matter of fact. I just got to keep on working. Keep on staying focused. Keep on doing this thing. Keep on locking in. Keep on showing up. Keep on going to the turf. Bro, eating right. Latching on to the other guy that, you want to be the best, bro. I want to be number one, bro. Let's stick together, bro. Let's keep competing. Like, we're not even competing against each other. We're competing against each other, but like, bro, I want you to win just as bad as I want to win. Let's go. I've had a few people like that in my life.
Look at that, yeah.
Also, people that are like, dude, like, bro, you're not going to do it. Who do you think you are? Bro, NFL? What are you talking about? From Central Massachusetts? Are you crazy? What are you saying right now? Like,
what are you saying?
Like that? Like, bro, go to one of the best schools in the country. Like, bro, like, you're not even the best. Bro, I can't even hear you. I can't even hear you.
I can't even hear you.
That's why I get to a certain point, I can imagine, like, Kobe's, Steph Curry's, LeBron's, like, dang, it comes to a certain point, it's not even about the money, huh? They just like, bro, this is my life.
This is my.
I live that life.
Look at Brady, absolutely,
like,
yep.
I'm like with LeBron. I'm like, bro, stop. He's like, bro, I love ball. I love training. I love showing up. I love being in shape. I love the preseason. Let's get it. Like, let's do this thing, bro. When you're 24, like, bro,
insanity. Insanity.
It's like, wow. But yeah, you really can't even listen too much, bro. You can find that routine that works for you. Get your tight circle and like go. And just go and just keep on going and keep on going. Laugh, smile through it all with your family and this on the third or close friends and like, bro, just keep it pushing and keep on going. Because people can really try to throw you off. and like don't drink the Kool-Aid too much. Like, damn, I am the best. I am like, bro, even myself, bro, I was a 10th grade in high school. I was the 5th best player in Massachusetts for basketball. I spent so much time talking about how I was the best player. I swear, some people would just pass me right by.
Look at
I saw
that.
people pass me right by because they were working on their game.
Mm-hmm.
I was just playing, pick up, people like, yeah, they were in the gym working on their game, working on their game, working on their game, working on their game. Bro, this dude, Michael Carter Williams, we were on the same AAU team. He won Rookie of the Year for the Philadelphia 76ers.
That's something.
In high school, I never saw someone every weekend as he got better. First, he could shoot open threes, then he could shoot contested threes, and then he could finish around the rim, then he could dunk on you, and then he could one dribble pull up, boom, and then he assists. Every year, every single weekend, he got better. I was like, wow. And then my junior year, by the grace of God, I got ranked the #1 football player in Massachusetts, #1 football player in New England, top 10 athlete in the country.
Crazy.
An athlete in high school is he play offense and defense.
Oh, okay,
top
got
10
you.
In the country.
Dang.
I was like, yo, I won't let the opportunity slip again. It slipped in basketball. It slipped away.
Love
right
that.
out of my hands, bro.
Look at that. Look at that.
Gone. It was
gone.
I'm like, damn, no, I need to lock in. I need to really lock in. And then that's why I was like, bro, let me just show up every day. I got my first full scholarship offer in the end of 10th grade. End of 10th grade. I didn't even tell anybody. I told you and
look at that.
My boy Flint. That's it. For like a month. I was like, dude, I'm not even saying a word. I'm not saying anything.
Look at that. Yep.
Let's talk more work.
Yeah.
Let's talk more.
I like that. I love that.
Let's talk more work. Just keep showing up. Boom, I had enough. Boom, I had enough. Boom, boom. All of a sudden there was 20. And now when it's time to decide, there was, okay, where are we going?
Yeah.
Where are we going? So just, yeah, bro, head down and yeah, bro, but I was being prepared. I was talking. I wasn't prepared for basketball. And then once again with football, I was just preparing, execute, reflect, observe. Okay, what went wrong? What went good? Be accountable for that. Okay, do it again. Boom, and just keep on going. And then that's how it just went. That's how it just went.
My goodness, that once again, quote unquote setback, number 5 in basketball, coasts to setbacks, falls down, gets an opportunity again, and this time he knows because that past quote unquote loss, he knows I ain't letting this slip up. Incredible, man. Incredible. Last thing I was going to say, where can they find you? This has been incredible, man. Appreciate you. Drop a like if you like this, obviously, too. But where can they find you, man?
Instagram, Kanan_9, and then also TikTok, Kanan Severin.
Your Instagram's Kanan_9, and it's C7-9. Am I tripping?
I think it's this is Kanan.
Got you. I trust him. Trust him. I'll link it down below. Perfect. Love it. Hey, like I said, definitely go follow him. He's focused on big stuff. Come on, now, but appreciate your time.
I gotta.
In your defense, we thought about this idea this morning. I love the gems that came. So now, appreciate y'all for watching. Stay tuned. I'm here every Wednesday. This is a great little treat for me to mix it up like this. So, hey, we'll catch you next time.